Okay.
Yep.
Laugh at my haircut.
It looks better than mine. Mine looks like hell right now. Oh, I'm already to shave it all off. I don't want to be bald headed though. But
So
come
if I
on.
can edit, so I can just take that out, save, and like that.
So
So
we're
then
on
do I need,
public.
okay, so now do I need to open up another, go to my YouTube channel, yeah? No.
Uh, is it should be on your YouTube channel right now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. Oh, I just see, so we'll see people show up if they type a comment or just type people. So it's you and me.
Oh, we are live right now.
But that's on, yeah, that's on stage. I get it. Okay.
Ah, okay.
That's interesting.
Well, I'm gonna see if I got a. I want to see if I got a notification. Taking a look here. Not yet. Are you sure we're public?
I didn't schedule it. I just went live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but we're public.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's public.
Okie doke. I'm going to go to your channel then. And
Yep.
I'm going to pull up the chat on my phone.
Go like that.
Well, I tell you what, you're doing pretty good for your first time out launching it like that. So we are live.
Okay. So if you post a comment, then I should be able to highlight it and put it up on the screen.
Sure, I can type in yours. I'll say hello,
Yeah.
and then you can highlight it just by clicking on it.
All right.
There
So,
you go. There's mine. Hello.
so show.
There you go, just like that.
It's so easy.
It is easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is very easy.
It's interesting.
I'm going to find you here. Project Go Querist. There we go. There we are. I got your channel right here, Don. See there? Now let
There
me
you
go
go.
up there and see what's happening. Oops. Hey, that's not you. Wait a second. What happened here? Oh, Mexicali. Were you on Mexicali's?
Me? No.
Why is it showing Mexicali here?
Oh, because he put me up when I got up on his stream a couple of months ago, and if you search YouTube for it, it shows up as one of his videos.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to find your. There you are. View channel. And it shows us live on here too. So
Okay.
there we are. There we
Right.
are.
There we are with no feedback because you turned your volume down.
Yeah, turn it down. It's all the way down.
So tell me what you're doing with these Ivanacara bimaculatus. How are you setting them up for their conditions and their habitat and stuff like that?
Well, I'm just feeding them, watering them up, getting them all,
Hey, Jorge.
fattened up. Hey, Jorge.
Speak the devil's name and he arrives.
Yeah, right. He did. He just mentioned Jorge's name, and then boom, he's here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're. I'm just feeding them. They're growing pretty quick.
Yeah.
They're growing fast.
So what sort of food have you got them on?
Oh, I got them on a bunch of different stuff. I got Viber Bites. I have Cichlid Flake. I got micro pellets, Hikari. I got some frozen brine shrimp. I fed a live baby brine shrimp last night to all the tank, and they love it. And that's a good way to get the females conditioned up. See, what happens is when the parents, once they start pairing off, they see all this food floating in the water column, and that makes them feel like like they're rich and they can raise a family because there's an abundance of food.
Absolutely right. That's how I used to do my convicts and my loads of fish that I was breeding, but mostly it was Crebenses and convicts, and give them some freeze-dried krill, tube effects, and fresh hatched baby brine shrimp. Let those grow up for a day or so and feed those in, and then you crank the temperature up a little bit, put some more flake food in and stuff like that. Let them know there's plenty of food around, and they'll start burrowing the gravel underneath the big rocks and digging caves and laying eggs. Yeah,
This is a really good food right here. My fish love it. It's got a protein value of maximum. The protein is 43%, so it's not bad.
43. Yeah, it's not bad.
Manageable size too. I mean, even
Yeah.
the larger fish to a certain degree. I don't feed it to the big fish because this is a more expensive food for the smaller fish. But for
Jorge's asking Jeff if you're feeding or if you're adding tannins to the water for your Albanicaras.
I got some botanicals in there, and I'm adding a little bit each week. I tested the pH in there, and it's down to 6.8.
Right.
And that's, they say that if you can keep it under 7, that should be golden.
I'll show you what I do for tannins in my water, because I've got quite high pH, and the soil that I stuck in the tank, unfortunately, is pond soil that's got a buffer in it. So my pH actually goes up to about 7.4, 7.6, which is too high. But I'll show you what I do.
All right.
It's that right there. Rooibos tea.
What is that called?
It's called Rooibos or Red Bush. You might hear it called Red Bush tea or Rooibos.
Is that for aquariums or is that for drinking?
It's for drinking, but it's basically just tea bags.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just chuck it in the tank overnight, or you can boil off a pint glass with boiling water.
Oh,
make hot tea. Let it cool down.
I've heard of people using tea bags before.
Yeah, but this Rooibos tea has no caffeine in it, so it's not dangerous for the fish. And I buy a box of this, is what, 80 bags, cost me about £2, which is what, $2.75, something like that. That's just at the grocery store.
Oh.
It's just super simple.
Yes.
And then I get to play with this messy stuff here, which is the decapsulated brine shrimp eggs.
Oh yeah.
And rehydrate those because my neocaradinas like it, and my black neons love it. And I've got some. Oh, I didn't tell you, I got some pygmy cories.
Oh, do you?
Bought some pygmy cories 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh wow.
My flatmate, there's a place here called Aquatics to Your Door, and they do online ordering and overnight delivery. And they charge £20. It's standard rate over here. There's only 2 companies in the UK licensed to do delivery of live animals. But then I found out that this place is right down by Gatwick Airport, which is just south of us. And you can go down there about 3 days a week, and they're open to the public. And you can just buy your fish, pick your fish out, and buy them there and take them home. You don't need to suffer the shipping cost, or the fish, being in the shipping containers and stuff like that overnight. So yeah, it's quite good, and I'm quite happy with them. They're interesting little characters because they spend so much time in the mid-water column.
I'm looking here. Fritz sells them at markup because it's an aquarium packaging.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah,
fish keepers always get screwed on price.
If you ever see food that's marked for bettas, particularly bettas, it's basically markup. They package it strictly for bettas, but it's basically pretty much the same thing as normal fish food. So
yeah,
it's all marketing.
Yeah,
it's all marketing. Some of it has a little bit different nutrition in there, the ingredients, but most of it's all the same.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of stuff that's happening in the States that we just don't have access to over here, like Aquarium Co-op. They simply refuse to do international shipping.
huh.
And
They'd
I've
be
been,
hugely popular if they did that. I mean,
well, I can buy on eBay. I can buy a an Aquarium Co-op sponge filter, but it comes from Australia. It takes about 2 weeks to arrive, and the shipping costs more than a sponge filter does.
oh wow, that's
Yeah.
not worth it.
So he must be going to the States, picking them up, and taking them back to Australia. But that's even farther from me than Washington is. So, and then the what was the name of that new fish food company that Brenton's been talking about?
Tariffs and surcharge, yeah. Have you seen this before, Don?
Yeah, that's your egg scraper for your Corys. Yeah,
Well, this is the Aquarium Co-op egg collector. I
Yeah.
tell you what, this thing is a dream come true. I mean, I'm new to Corey's.
yeah,
I was picking eggs off that glass. I was dropping. I mean, not half of them, but I was dropping a fair amount of eggs, like 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 eggs. With this thing right here, it's done in 3 seconds, and you got them all.
Well, I've watched your last few lives on replay because they tend to happen while I'm in bed.
Yep.
And what I've noticed is you need to get your camera and walk around and show people your fish tanks more often, because every time you do, you find eggs that you didn't know were there.
Well,
You need, you need
I'm
to spend time looking at your tanks.
I'm always walking around looking at them, doing stuff. I'm always working in them or walking around and feeding them. I feed these tanks probably 3 times a day.
Right.
But
What's the name of that new fish food company that's in Arizona, down by Jorge? Or is it Arizona? They got red and white
Ultra
packaging.
Fresh? Is it called Ultra Fresh?
Doesn't
I don't
sound
know.
familiar.
I'm not sure. Maybe Jorge knows what it is.
Let me have a look.
Oh, and do you know how to? You can present it on the screen here too. I can walk you through that, down if you need.
Just looking for an email.
Aquatic Provisions. That's right. That's someone that
Yeah,
Brent.
exactly. Aquatic Provisions. Yeah.
I think Brent
You know,
does.
I sent the guy an email saying, we don't get stuff like that over here in the UK, and I've got lots of time on my hands right now. And if you want to, ship crates of it over here, I can do the repackaging, send it out to individuals, and help you with marketing and stuff like that. And he thanked me for my interest and said, we're so flat out busy here trying to cover what the market is demanding, just in North America, that we don't have time to look at the rest of the world. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy's here. Hey, howdy, Earthlings. How do you know I'm from Earth? I might be a farther out in space than you are.
How are things up there? Spaceman.
Tell you what, the way this world's going, I think it might be a better place to be right now, out of space.
Yeah, I feel kind of fortunate being over here at the moment with the things that are going on. But yeah, let's not go there. It's just
exactly.
It's depressing. It's depressing.
It is.
Yeah.
I would not doubt that Jeff was further from the sun. I definitely have more of a tan. Yes.
Jeff never leaves the basement.
Oh, I do. Yeah, but there's I do have a bit of news though in the fish room.
Oh yeah.
Did I show you this? Let me show you with a camera here. Let's pick this up. That tank on the end there.
Right.
It's a 40-gallon breeder.
Yeah.
And all I have in that tank right now are 2 bristlenose plecos. I've moved all the dragon bloods out.
Yeah.
And that tank originally was my shell dweller tank. And that's what it's going to be again, because I'm bringing all the bellies down.
Yeah, because you were saying you wanted to get rid of your dragon bloods, weren't you?
Yeah, I didn't they're not gone yet. I just put them all together in that 75 over there.
Yeah.
Which actually has been pretty beneficial, because the more African cichlids you stick together, the less aggression you're going to have.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're there temporarily until I can liquidate all of them, get them all out.
Yeah. My flatmate's new tank. He's got one.
Hey, Red Laser's here.
Tinfoil.
Hey, Gord. Hey, Gord. And
Sorry?
there you go again. Speak of the devil, Bear Bottom Branton's here. Aquatic
Hello,
Provisions.
Mr. Lightcap. No, my flatmate just changed out his tank. He's got that 112 gallon now, I think it is.
Oh.
And he's got a 15-year-old tinfoil. It's about a foot long and probably about 20 odd cichlids, maybe 25 cichlids in the tank now.
Oh wow.
But yeah, he gets horrible aggression, and if a few of them die and the population thins out, they start having a proper go at each other. So he's got to toughen them back up.
He was asking. We were talking about the. Look at that! I can't even type. About the aquatic provisions that you have the discount code for. Because Don, you were saying it was based out of Arizona?
I think it's Arizona, isn't it, Brentman? Aquatic Provisions.
And I don't remember what the percentage is. Is it 15% or 25% that we get with Branton's discount?
Don't know.
I'm not sure exactly. Yes, Arizona.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's everybody doing here? Why did you show up? It just said test. There's nothing to see.
Hey, this is groundbreaking for you. This is your first
Oh yeah.
official live stream. I mean, even though you didn't plan it, but oh wow, 25%.
Well, I've got some cousins down in Arizona. I might have to get them to bootleg a crate over to me.
Hey, there's Scotty.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing?
This is Don's first live stream, Scotty.
Yeah, Jeff had just shown me how to set up StreamYard and get it going, so it's pretty easy. Yeah.
Yep. Next thing we'll do is we'll get you hooked up with your Stream Elements, and then you can have messages coming in. If you have like a mission statement or something you want to put on there, it'll pop it up. You can time it like every 20 minutes or every 50.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so nice, Tommy.
Oh, look at that. Well, good job. It's working good, Scotty says. Yes.
So, does anybody here have a snail, an intentional snail tank where they're raising just snails?
Oh, I do. I do.
And what were those mysteries or?
Oh, yeah.
Are they mystery snails?
Jody's mystery snails arrived today. They were, she shipped them 2-day air, but it took them 7 days to get here. And I tell you something, I wasn't very optimistic being that long. I thought because the heat out here has been horrible. And I was fully expecting, I wasn't expecting, but I really kind of had an idea that they might not have made it. Every single one of them, I did, what they call the sniff test. Because when a mystery snail dies, there's no mistaking it at all.
I would have heard, yeah.
And those smelled nice, you just clean and perfect. I put them in the tank upstairs, and they're starting to come out of their shell a little bit, and some of the antennas are out waving around, and I was like absolutely in awe of that. She packed that so well.
Yeah.
She does a fantastic job. I'll tell you what. She uses the styrofoam is about 1 inch thick too. It's about twice as thick as the rest of us, what we use. I guess I'm intentionally breeding I got assassin snails too, yeah.
So how do you plan on feeding that snail tank, Jeff? Is it going to be vegetables? Is it going to be flake food? What are you going to put in?
I use a lot of, for the snails, I put Pleco wafers in. I can put zucchini or other kind of fruit, or not fruit, but vegetables on a fork.
Right.
Yeah, flight food. It's pretty much. I don't feed them in that tank up there with the shell dwellers. I don't go out of my way to feed the snails. I feed the fish, and whatever they miss, the snails get it. And they're prospering. I mean, they're breeding. They're doing great. I got lots. I have some new babies too of the rabbit snails.
Right. I've just never been a fan of snails. I don't know why. Just probably because I worked in a pet shop and they were all over the place.
I love snails. I tell you what, I never had as good a luck in my tanks until I started keeping snails.
I suppose I'd rather have snails than blue gravel. That's the worst. I'll tell you that colored gravel, the dyed gravel.
Upstairs.
Yeah, because I've told the story before, but when I was in high school, I was working in a Petland pet shop. And it was a new pet shop in town, Lancaster, Ohio. And I walked in, the thing had just opened up. And I said, "Oh, how many tanks have you got?" And he says, "Oh, I got, 10 saltwater and 70 odd freshwater." I said, "Who's looking after your freshwater fish?" He said, "I haven't hired anybody yet." And I said, "Well, you need to talk to me because, I've been doing freshwater tropicals for years." And he asked me a few questions and hired me right there on the spot. And the tanks had already been set up, and he had some where he was trying to sell the different colors of gravel, pink gravel and blue gravel and all of this. And those tanks always had health issues. They were never, ever right.
Oh, really?
And all the freshwater tanks were set up with under gravel and a corner filter. And they were from 10 up to sort of 300 gallons. And the tanks that had the natural gravel, the coarse gravel, did quite well, but the tanks that did the absolute best had the fine crushed natural gravel in it with nothing blocking up the pores or stopping the minerals from coming out and stuff like that. Never had any health issues in the natural gravel tanks at all. It was always the dyed gravel tanks.
I wonder. June. June's here. Did you get my email, June? I sent you an email earlier. But speaking about the color, I got 2 tanks upstairs. One of them needs to be resealed. But they got the blue gravel in it from back when my mother bought me my tank, because that had blue gravel in it. What is that?
Yeah. That's a caulking gun.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get one of those. Silicone. Yep.
And I got that up there in a 40-gallon tank. And then in my Black Molly breeder tank, Kathy chose. I used to keep red devils, and when I got one, she loves the color salmon. So when I got the orange red devil, with the light shining on it, as it bounced off the gravel, it turned them salmon, and that's her favorite color.
Yeah.
So I got a tank up there. It has pink gravel in it, and I call that the tank of love because everything in there is breeding nonstop. Plecos, Black Mollies, you name it.
Yeah, black mollies. I had a pair of Yucatans. I remember when I was a kid, and man, they get big when they're laden, when they're pregnant. They get huge when their belly sort of squares off at the bottom. I think she had 85, 88 fry, and they're quite big. They're about a quarter of an inch long. Big fat things.
Okay. Yeah, she just woke up, so she hasn't done it. Okay, I just sent you an email about if you want to do the next day instead of the 2-day. But I tell you though, it took me by surprise. I tell you, it really. I mean, I took every one of those out, and I was kind of apprehensive. I was like, no odor at all. They were just. I put them all in the corner, and then that's what I do with my new snails. I'll put them all together in a corner. And then when I go back down there, or go back up there, I should say,
in
a couple hours, they'll be probably all over the tank.
Yeah, depending on the type of snail, I understand it can take them a while. I mean, I bought a Batman Nearite a while back, and she didn't move for about 2 days.
I tell you, yeah.
Once she figured out where the algae was, man, she went to town. I think she overdosed and she ended up dying, and she was definitely dead because she stank. And hadn't moved for a week, and I pulled her out, and the pong filled the room, so I had to put her in a plastic bag and stick her in the bin straight away. It was unfortunate.
Mhm. Yep. I forgot what I was going to say, but it was. It'll come back to me. That's why I break in. But so sometimes you're talking, I'll like barge in and bust in. It's because if I don't, I'll forget what I was talking about because of the ADHD I got. It's just terrible. It's getting worse. That's why I do that. I know it seems kind of. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but
Well, I've never been tested, but I suspect I've got the same, which is probably why I'm into tropical fish.
well, I was born autistic, and
Yeah,
also the ADHD came later. I mean,
right.
that started in about. I wasn't. It was like a year and a half ago that I was actually diagnosed properly. I went through a bunch of testing and stuff, but I suspected it before, but it's definite. I'm fairly severe ADHD. So,
Yeah, it doesn't show.
oh well, thank
It
you.
doesn't show. It doesn't show. But in my view, everybody in life, we're all somewhere on the spectrum. Nobody is at zero. We're all somewhere above one
Yeah,
on all these things. On all these things. So we're all beautifully flawed human beings, and
yes,
each one an
absolutely.
individual.
Like I say, it's not like it's not really a detriment except to myself, because you tend to, with that, you tend to, you're a very sensitive person when you have it. I mean, you take everything personally a lot of the time, even though it's not, but it appears to be that way to you. Um, so yeah, it's just it's kind of like you're battling your inner demons all the time. I mean, some people has their problems here and there, but it's like 24/7
Yeah.
with that. So
Well, I mean, personally, I think that the fish, because when I was a kid, I was always introverted. I was very shy. My parents raised me that you speak when you're spoken to and not very often otherwise. And they were very, very strict parents. So I had quite a sheltered upbringing. Um, and I think keeping fish was just a way for me to relate to something that was important and a living thing that didn't need a whole lot of conversation, but made me feel good. And then later in life, I found out that I had a congenital iron overload disorder, which caused brain damage. The doctors told me when I was, bloody hell, I was probably 43, 44 years old, and they told me that I had cirrhosis of the liver. But they said it's not the type that's caused by alcohol, because it's a fatty type and a non-fatty type. And the one that I had is not caused by alcohol consumption. It's caused by a faulty liver, which is caused by having too much iron in my body. And they went in and did the biopsy, they came back and they said it's quite serious. And I said, well, how long have I had this cirrhosis? And they said, from the looks of things, we guess since you were a child, probably about 10 years old. So from the age of 10 or thereabouts up until I was diagnosed and got the iron levels down over the course of a couple of years, my liver was pumping toxic blood up into my brain, and it's called hepatic encephalopathy. So there are lots of things in my life I don't remember, and lots of things that I've just become to feel very uncomfortable about. But that's one of the reasons I came back to fish. Is it's just my happy place, and yeah, I think keeping tropical fish is just really super good, and dogs. Because I'm not a cat person, I don't mind cats, but
oh, I
I
love
take a dog,
cats.
take a dog in.
I love cats. I like dogs, but I love cats.
Yeah, but animals are my happy place. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to,
Oh, Mr. Nick, how you doing?
hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
The man who called me up for not showing up on YouTube.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did a Where Are They Now? He did a Where Are They Now episode a couple of months ago.
Oh, wow.
Pointed me out saying, whatever happened to Prodigal Aquarist?
He was just getting ready to make his debut. He was behind the scenes working on a master plan, and oh, I don't want to spoil it. You'll be back with that. Seeing there, Scotty. He says I was almost broken. I heard shut up more than what do you think? Oh, wow. Dang, Jeff, I think I broke the needle on the spectrum. I might have. I might have. Peer pressure. Yep. Peer pressure.
Yeah, it was definitely the peer pressure, Nick.
Yep.
I think Nick has got a voice. I'm not saying a face, but Nick definitely has a voice for radio.
So does David.
Is that-
David has a voice for radio. Elfish?
Yeah, I think his comes through a little bit higher, maybe because of the headphones that he's on.
Barbara Jackson, hey!
Hello, Barbara. Thanks for showing
Barbara.
up. It's an unplanned event. Yeah, I'm just here because Jeff is showing me how easy it is to use StreamYard.
I'm just accompanying him. He's doing his live stream here. He's doing great. You're doing great. You're a natural. Look at you.
I wouldn't call myself a natural. I'm not a natural conversationalist.
You do it good, so I guess,
And where is Red Laser from?
He's in Canada.
Canada. Which part?
I think it's Ontario or I'm not sure. He'll tell us. I know. I'm not sure how far he is away from Chris Stubbs, but I know that they went to 2 years ago, I think it was, to an Aquatic Expo, I believe it was, and they met up there,
All right.
which I thought that was really cool. But he's in I think it's Ontario. I'm not sure. He'll let us know. Maybe.
He'll give it up. Ontario.
Oh, Ontario. Hour to Toronto.
Yeah.
Niagara
Because
Falls.
that's how I ended up here in the UK. Is I worked for a Canadian software company that was based in Beaver Creek or something like that, like a suburb of Toronto. And I was based in Columbus, Ohio, which is where I grew up. And I worked in the U.S. headquarters of this Canadian company. And then they opened up a UK branch of the company to take care of Europe, Mideast, and Africa. And they sent me over here for 5 weeks to help them open up the office. And that was in 1990, and I got seconded by the managing director over here, and I've just been here ever since. So.
Wow. Do you miss America?
I do, yeah. My sisters, I've got 3 older sisters. Couldn't ask for better sisters, you really couldn't. And they got together a couple of years ago and bought a plane ticket for me and my son, who back then was 14 years old, to go and see them in the States for about 8-9 days. And they turned it into a family reunion. So we had families coming in from all over the country, from Kansas City and Iowa and out in Arizona and all sorts. Yeah, it was really nice.
Awesome.
But yeah, I miss some of the food. I miss baseball. I miss baseball a lot because that was my sport when I was in school. And,
Can't you watch it on television from there, or you don't get the?
I finally have access to Major League Baseball and the Big Ten Network, so I can watch Ohio State kick everybody's butt.
If you get ESPN, I think you get it all, right? Or
Well, it's available, but ESPN is a separate charge over here. If you go through Sky TV, who's our provider, it's an extra £15, so almost $20 a month just for ESPN. Then it's just not worth it.
I forgot the W there. Sorry about that. Oh. I was going to say awesome, but it says ASOM.
ASOM.
ASOM, Branton.
We're not allowed to diss Jeff for his spelling.
I type like I don't know. I type terribly. I like it because I can always do the editing on there, but you can't edit on this.
Whatever happened to your eye test, Jeff? You're going to have one in April or May or June for your glasses?
I was supposed to had one in May.
Yeah. May.
And then I was supposed to have one this month. It just gets pushed backwards because there's other things come up, and you can only do what you can do. But we have an appointment now in September, and we're going to do that one. I'm going to get some new glasses. Because these things, I mean, this is an 8-year-old prescription right here. I haven't had new glasses in 8 years. I'm supposed to get them every couple of years, but what can we do?
If I do that,
Oh,
I'll say that.
There you go.
There you go. There you go, Brenton. Get up here, big man.
There you go, Brenton.
Brenton.
And what I like about
he's got to comb his beard first.
He's got to get his pants on. Yep.
Put some wax in the beard, in.
He's got to He's got to get that bare bottom unbared.
Cover that up.
Right. Whoa! There goes my phone. Now it's a stream.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a live stream yet. That I haven't dropped this thing. I gotta say one thing. I didn't really know if I was gonna like this or not, but this damn iPhone is made out of. I think it's made out of titanium. It doesn't even have a scratch on it. And I've dropped it at least 1,000 times. I bet I did about 1,000 times at least. Oh my goodness! I wore my glasses from 8 years ago. I would be. I'm blind as a bat. That's probably the reason why I have to use this all the time.
I've got to have mine updated as well. I'm probably 4 years overdue, but money don't grow on trees.
Oh, it does not. I mean, our insurance is fairly good through the state of Michigan. I'm supposed to be able to get 2 pair of glasses, so I want to get one for the computer here, something powerful where I can read the chat here, read and see the screen real well. It's the small stuff. I mean, I can look far away. I've got great vision. I can look, the next county over and pretty much see what's going on. But it's up close stuff that I have a problem with.
Oh, bifocals. I'm on varifocals. They made me really dizzy for about 2 weeks, and after that, I got used to them. And I put my my other glasses on, same prescription, but not varifocals, and I struggle to see through them. So
my streaming glasses aren't going to be bifocal because that's when you see me tilt my head back like this all the time because I'm trying to read the chat.
Yeah, that's why I keep going like this, is so I can read the chat.
It kills my neck after a while. Then I got this. And I got this about a couple years ago, and it's helped. I graduated to bifocals this year. Oh wow! I don't mind them, but for this kind of stuff, I want to have dedicated, up close and personal glasses that I can see better. So, hopefully, it pans out in September.
All right. So when I'm in the layout like this, Jeff.
What's that?
I'm saying when I'm in this layout here, how do I make your picture bigger?
You'll see like a little blue thingy, like a little down arrow, or you click on that and it shows you the different layouts available. And then you click on them, and then it'll change it. Can you see them where it?
There he is.
There he is.
Hello. Can you guys hear
Mr.
me?
Waxy Beard.
Can you
Yeah.
guys
So
hear me?
if I get back to this now, so it automatically does that. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if I was on this layout here, how would I make, say, for example, Branton? How would I make him?
What you want to do is you want to drag him over to where you're at, there, just like that.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Man, he's so good looking. I'm going to leave it the way it is.
There you go.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah, fine.
You're a little bit low, but I can hear you.
How about now?
About the same.
About the same?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So yeah, I got off work early. The girls are running to. Maybe if I stick this thing in my beard. Is that better?
Oh yeah, it is. Nice.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
The
cool.
the beard blocks it. But no, the girls ran to the store. And when they get back, I'm gonna go swimming. So you guys got me for like 15 minutes, maybe.
It's all right then.
Oh, did you hear what I said about the purple mystery snails?
Me?
Yeah. Did you hear what I said
Yeah.
about those?
Yep.
couldn't believe that. It was 7 days.
7 days in the mail. Yeah, that's a long time.
And when we got here, I mean, I was like, oh no. I was like, because Jody's such a sweetheart. You know what? I got those out and I sniff test every one of them, and they didn't have an ounce of odor. They were. I put them in the water, put them all in the corner upstairs, and about a half an hour, and they started coming out of their shells a little bit, and I could see the antennas coming out.
Yeah.
They made it. How they could survive 7 days in that heat? I'm telling you, I wouldn't have survived it.
I mean, the insulation goes a long way. I mean, if
he uses a thick stuff too. It's like an inch.
Yeah. Well, I use the 3/4. A lot of people use 1/2 inch. I like the 3/4. But yeah, I mean, depending on how you pack them, it really goes a long way. Not so much making it so it doesn't get overly hot, but it really prevents the dramatic swings, which I think is more important than the temperature itself. So if it can gradually climb, say into the 90s, it's better than, going from 70 to 90 in a matter of an hour.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's just my 2 cents.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the acclimation process, you don't want them to. I mean, you don't want to bring fish home and not float them for like 20 minutes to an hour. Your tank might be 80 degrees in the water. They're in 72. You pop them in there, and they're like, I think I've done that back in the beginning. I think I just brought them home, and I used to just cut the bag open and dump the whole thing right in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Back in when you're 10 years old, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But
that was the same working in the pet shop, Jeff. When we get the shipments of fish coming in from Indonesia or Malaysia, or wherever they came from, you'd buy 100 zebra danios or something like that, and they'd just come in a big bag, and the water was blue. And I said, "Is that methylene?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, it's that, and it's also a like a relaxer, a little bit of dope to slow them down, to slow down the respiration." I don't know if that's true or not, but we always floated the bags and opened the top and get some air into the bags, not realizing that was going to do what it does with ammonia and pH and all of that stuff. So all of that knowledge has changed. But hell, I mean, back in those days, there were only two water parameters that we were concerned with, and that was temperature and pH. You knew if you had hard water, but there was nothing on the market that you could do about it. You could buy pH up and pH down, which dangerous as hell to use.
Yeah. The
way that the instructions were back in the 70s, and we understand so much more about it these days. I mean, that's one of the reasons I shied away from salt water, is because I looked into salt water, and it said, "Oh, but you got to worry about ammonia and nitrite and nitrates and phosphorus and all of this nonsense." And I said, "Nah, it's too much chemistry for me." And here I am testing for ammonia and nitrite and nitrate and all of this stuff in my freshwater tanks now. So I guess it just hit me a few years later.
I ran some strips in the tanks. My API expired over a year ago.
Yeah.
I just tossed that out, but I got the aquarium co-op strips, and I mean they're not real accurate, but they give you a basic.
Yeah, I don't trust the strips at all. My flatmate uses strips in his tank, and because he's got a tank full of cichlids, and he's got aragonite in the bottom and all of this stuff. And he pulled a test strip out one day and dunked it in the tank, and he comes back and says, oh my god, the water's crashed. It's all gone acidic. It's down to like 7 or something like that.
Wow.
And I said, says what? Your test strip? And he says, yeah. I said, pull another test strip out of the same container, out of the same pot, and he did, and he stuck it in. So 2 strips out of the same plastic pot showed completely different results. And I said, there you go. You just can't trust them. You just cannot trust the strips.
Yeah, I got them. I'm just going to use them until I get another test kit. I don't test my water that much. I mean, I used to, 20, 30 years ago, but 40 years ago, something like that. But
yeah,
now I just pretty much look at the tank and I don't know. It just comes with, been doing it a while. You just kind of notice I know when the fish are. I can look at the fish and know that if they're all right or not.
That's right. Just you pay attention. A friend of mine has a YouTube channel, which has gone completely insane, but it's on a subject completely different from what we talk about. But she's got this thing. It's called mindful observation. In everything that you do. And when I was at my peak, I had about 27 aquariums in my apartment in Columbus before I moved over here. And I had it down to a routine of about an hour and 15 minutes every night after I got home from work. I'd do water changes, have a 2-minute look at every tank and just observe the fish and stuff like that, see what everything and everybody was doing. And you look for changes that way. But and any more than sort of 27 tanks for me at that point in my life was just I didn't have enough time because I was working weird shifts in restaurants and stuff like that. I didn't have enough time to pay attention to my tanks to understand what was going on and to keep the baby brine shrimp going and do my water changes and do this and that and the other. Most of the tanks were just grow out tanks because I was breeding fish and selling them to pet shops. So they were bare bottom tanks long before I met Brandon. Yeah, but they were so easy to look after. Just a couple of rocks on some, well, a pre-egg crate, but on some plastic, which gave some beneficial bacteria surface and a little bit of algae sometimes. But you just hoover the crap off the bottom, top the tanks up, move on to the next tank, keep an eye on them. And, life is good, life is easy. But that was my limit. It's probably far less than 27 these days, but then I don't have anywhere near as much room to keep fish. So
My next breeding tanks, I'm not going to have a substrate in there. I'm going to leave them bare bottom for the next breeder tanks because it's easier to see that when the eggs drop down. I mean, if they drop down in the gravel and you don't see them, I want to be able to see them at the bottom of the tank. So it's a good idea. I mean, that's how David's doing his too.
Me personally, I think I'll always have substrate. I don't do a lot of it. So like in all these 10 gallons, I think I've only got like maybe an inch, but I like having something on the bottom. Despite my my nickname.
Yeah, some substrate, don't you? I like.
Yeah.
I think for a dedicated breeding tank, I mean, just pure breeding, I think I'm going to try to just do a bare bottom tank with that false bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about getting some of them I got PVC here. I was going to cut like 4 little legs or 6, or I don't know. David says 9. He says it's 3 on each end and then 3 in the middle to keep it supported. And then, just keep that right in there and have it up about 3 inches off the bottom. So how he's doing his, I thought that's a pretty good idea. That way you can see the fry when they start hatching.
yeah, and if you do tanks like Skeptical Aquatics was showing a couple of months ago before he got hacked and lost everything, he had like jungle val and stuff like that just growing in a bare bottom tank, and the roots just become intertwined. That becomes a substrate, which is a perfect spawning media for egg layers and even for live bears. Because the eggs will drop down into the roots, and there's plenty of biofilm down there for them to munch on. You don't need to put infusoria in or anything like that for most of them because it's already there living in the tank, just amongst the roots. And there's still no gravel to clean. And if you want to have a proper clear out of the tank, you just grab the plants, bunch them together like that, pull them up, and they all come up as one single unit because the roots are all twisted and gnarled together.
Yeah, Skeptical actually went live, 2 days ago?
Yeah, I got there just a couple of minutes after it finished.
Yeah, okay.
With a slightly different tone than he normally uses, I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was odd.
Who's that?
Skeptical Aquatics.
Skeptical Aquatics, okay.
Down in Texas, yeah. He set up a channel with 4K live feed and stuff like that, and he'd do egg watches, and he was doing sometimes 2-3 lives a day, just unannounced, nothing scheduled. It's just up he'd pop, and he'd talk pretty much nonstop for an hour and a half sometimes.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But then he started turned a corner and had a go at father fish. and his supposedly sordid past and stuff like that. And then towards the end, before he got hacked, it seemed like he was having long conversations with some chat GPT or something like that, and having a script written for him that he was presenting to us. And we would all be there trying to support in chat, asking questions and stuff like that. And at the end, he'd just run through and do a shout out of the names. And it's just like, well, I'd rather have a discussion with you about what kind of questions you've got. I'm not just here to get my name shouted out and go, ooh, somebody said Prodigal Aquarius, yay. Big deal. That's not what floats my boat. It's more about the interaction, which is why I far prefer live streams than I do to watching pre-recorded content.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, and Jeff and Ron, they do their lives quite often, and I always go back because, like I say, they happen overnight for me, and I go back and watch them the following morning on replay. But there's all the interaction with what's going on in chat, which is something I'm ignoring because my glasses aren't suited for it. But yeah, that's what I suppose it's the environment where we all get to know each other and understand our different points of view, and still respect them and stuff like that, and get to know our personalities a little bit. So I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast meeting and getting to know you people, because you make me feel normal, which is really cool.
Well, that, and also you're part of the Endangered Library Association there in England, right?
Yeah, British Library Association, and their raison d'etre is protection of threatened and endangered species. So that's the direction I'm heading in. Yeah. Which is why I'll be talking to Nick before too long, hopefully, if he allows it. If he doesn't charge too much money. Those guys from Wisconsin, they can be quite expensive.
Yeah.
I was amazed to hear that the cherry barbs are highly endangered.
Wow.
They have been for a while.
I looked it up the other day, Jeff, and I just simple Google question. How many freshwater tropical fish species around the world are threatened or endangered? And the answer is 24%. 24% of the species.
It's because our species is continuing to propagate. We got our population is just booming, and the more people we get, of course, we're going to be expanding into the wild. I don't know.
There's industry. There's the tequila industry is having a huge impact on Gudaids in Mexico at the moment, Central America, because of the demand for agave plants. And that's quite interesting, and not a lot of people know about that. And Nick will probably pipe in more information, but yeah. Let me put that up so I can read it.
Speakers and auction clubs, but not enough personal interaction.
I'm completely with you there, Barbara. I felt like a weirdo having 4 or 5 aquariums until I walked into a pet shop one day and saw an advertisement for a local fish club and the next county over, which is where I went to high school, that county. And I wrote down the phone number, and I went home and I called the guy. And it turns out that it was a guy I went to high school with, and his wife ran this local fish society, and she was in my year in school. He was a year behind us. And I went down and I met a bunch of weird and wonderful fish geeks who had 10, 12, 15, 20 aquariums. And I thought, oh my God, I'm not so weird after all. This is actually a normal thing to do. And yeah, I think Barbara's absolutely right. Meeting you guys online 2, 3, 4 times a week, it certainly fills a void. Keeping in mind that everybody's normal really, really changed in the year 2020. We're not back to normal. We're back to a new normal that is a little bit closer to what we had than the first couple of years of it. But God, it still sucks. And there's nothing like sitting down and having a beer or a cup of coffee with 10 or 15 or 20 people in their home, looking at their fish, listening to a presentation by somebody, ribbing each other, having a raffle that's where I got my python for 25 cents. I bought a 25-cent raffle ticket and I won a python.
That's cool.
Back then they were still like 30, 35 bucks in the pet shops, and I'd never even heard of the damn thing. I'm so glad I got one. And the Breeders' Awards Points program, I wasn't involved in that, but one of the rules was you had to bring 6 fry in and donate the fry to your local fish society for the auction as part of their fundraiser, and the fish club would keep all of the money. And I bought half a dozen culls from a guy's wild green swordtails.
Oh
And I
yeah.
thought, oh, those look interesting. And man, I stuck them in my 55-gallon tank that had the crebenses and the convicts in the bottom, and I had rainbows in the top. And I stuck the swordtails in, and the swordtails chose to hang out for obvious reasons with the rainbows. And I had a spray bar at the end of the tank, and I would basically put the flake food in where the water enters out of the spray bar into the top of the tank. And it'd be like feeding koi carp. The rainbows are all climbing on top of each other to get to the food. So that's what the green swords were doing. So that they basically ate competitively. And one of these green swords, he must have been going on 4 inches long. And we had a fish show, public education fish show sort of thing at a local shopping center. And we brought our 10-gallon tanks and our 5-gallon tanks and set them up on rows of tables and displayed our fish over the weekend. And that one of those damned male green swordtails won best of show trophy, a 2-foot tall trophy for best of show. And the guy says, "Where did you get that thing? I've been fighting for so long." And I said, "He's one of your culls. You dope, you sold him to me." But yeah, that's my one claim to fame. It's best of show, wild green swordtail. Never
What's funny is I find with breeding a lot of fish that you get some really stunning fish right off the bat, but there's a lot of times where if you just hang on to the fish that aren't so promising, and it's especially prevalent with shrimp, they blossom later on, and they really turn out to be just the bigger, more beautiful, more desired. It just takes them a little longer.
Yeah, just nothing wrong with the late bloomer. I was a late bloomer. Look at me, picture of perfection.
I was going to mention Branton. The burley. I love those. They are so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, those are neat. And that have you been able to find them? I know the last few live streams you're having trouble locating them.
When I bring the camera around there, they hide in that little structure. But what I'm going to do is I think the next time I'm going to get my tripod set up and just set it there, and that way they'll see it and it'll be there all the time. So I do it that way.
Yeah.
But they come out there. I know that they were taken with the Daisy's rice fish. They'll get along great with them. I got a black molly in there, and she's not aggressive, but I know when I first put them in there, she was checking them out. But
I wouldn't worry about the black molly, honestly. I mean, I don't see why the Epistos wouldn't be able to hold their own against, a black molly.
Yep. I know that
I think I've still got
the shell dwellers are quite a bit more aggressive than what the Epistos are. And the black mollies that I keep up there for the dithers, they will actually turn on them. They've actually locked jaws with the shell dwellers from time to time. And I think they're actually the perfect dither fish for the Lake Tanganyika shell dwellers. Because they go after them, and instead of, the mollies will run, but if they get too close to they'll turn and they'll face them. And it's kind of interesting because it's actually better than a typical dither. I mean, they're not hurting each other or anything, but they're showing them that, it keeps their attention on them more than, say, if you had like zebra danios or something, they're just swimming all over the place nonstop. They wouldn't be the same. I think the black mollies are really good for that. You're going to scare all your audience away having me on the big screen.
Have you heard about Nick's new strain of Centerville lemonade shrimp?
What kind?
Oh, you got some calls from Grant Eater.
Oh.
And he's,
So, Nick, are you saying they turned into some really awesome shrimp?
it's early days. He's working on it.
But yeah,
Can't tell.
I'm actually really happy with the amount of progress I've made up here in this room. It's really starting to turn into a really cool room.
It has been for a while now. I mean, you've been breeding some really cool stuff. I mean, those Everglade eyes, pygmy sunfish. My goodness, you know.
Yeah, I actually just sent out Stefan. He wanted some of them, so I finally shipped out the first of the fry from those guys. So they should be to him tomorrow. It only takes 1 day from me to Chicago.
That's great.
So, yeah. Nick, you can come down and do a fish room tour whenever you want. Nobody's actually ever done one yet, so you'd be the first.
I think it got up to 94 here today, Barbara, in Michigan. It was hot. It has been very hot.
Yeah, we're supposed to cool back down into the 70s tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
I wonder what ours is going to be. Let me check it out here. I got the extended forecast right here. See, tomorrow's high is 82. That's the highest it's going to be all week is 82. Then it goes down in the 70s, down as low as 75.
Nice.
That's not bad.
But yeah, no, I'm finally, I'm putting shelves up on the walls. I'm getting pictures hung. I'm getting, little trinkets everywhere. It's not like a bare room anymore. I'm finally, got a lot of my plants moved up here. Yeah, it's been I really enjoyed in here for sure.
Well, it shows. I mean, the quality of the fish you're putting out and everything, and you got the general enthusiasm you got for your fish. It's apparent. Everybody knows it. You're definitely a natural. You're a natural with the fish.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
When did you start keeping fish, Brenton? What age?
Either 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I got my first tank when I was 16. When I was able to drive and get a job, I was able to get my own tank. But yeah, I mean, if you want to count the goldfish bowl and the tank that my mom had, I mean, I remember that as early on as, I don't know, 5 or 6, but I didn't really have anything to do with it until I was like 14 and 15.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, 16, I was able to drive around and do my own thing. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was probably about 8, 9 years old when I got my first tank.
Mm-hmm.
I was 10.
Yeah.
It's my 10th birthday. That's what my birthday present was.
With the castle that came with it.
That castle's been in an aquarium for, I don't want to date myself here, but it's been in there for 50 years. It's been in an aquarium. It's been submerged.
It's still ticking. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can remember my great grandparents that emigrated from England to the States, and he had an aquarium, and he was in his 80s at this point. He had an aquarium in his house, and he built the house. He built 4 houses himself, and he rented 3 out and lived in one. And he had his big aquarium. I'd say it was probably, if that's 112, I'd say it was probably about a 60-gallon tank, something like that. Slate bottom, and he bored the slate in the bottom and put a valve in to do water changes and stuff like that. And he went to the pet shop and he bought a bag full of what looked like, what's it called? Anacharis, Elodia, and a bag full of what he called common guppies, which looked to me like, what are those things called?
Lambusia?
Endler. They looked like endlers.
Oh.
and just stuck them in the tank and fed them every day. And the plants filled out and the fish filled out. And he just opened a valve once a week, dump it into a bucket, and whatever fish and plants came out went out in the garden, and top it up with tap water, and just do that once a week. And that's what he did. And I was just fascinated by this tank when I was a kid. Absolutely fascinated. And I was really excited when I was able to get my first tank. And that was in probably 1969, something like that. So back when I've told this one before as well, but back when the tanks had the metal frames, the Metaframe tanks made by Mattel with the slate bottoms and stuff like that.
I think quite a few of those with the slate bottoms.
And the stainless steel hood and the incandescent bulb that got scorching hot when you left it on. It's like sticking a Kenner's Easy Bake Oven on top of your aquarium and hoping your fish did okay. It's crazy. Mad what we used to do. Jeff, we're getting close to your quitting time.
Yeah, at 5:30.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I bet you. I mean, the way my mind works sometimes, you always think about different stuff. I think there's a cure for cancer, but they don't say anything about it. Because they would lose too much money with the stuff. But I'm not talking about that. But I bet you they could probably make aquariums that, wouldn't have to be resealed after 10 years. I bet they could do that, but the only problem is they'd lose a lot of revenue selling new tanks. I don't know why I come up with
obsolescence. Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you would obviously have to charge more for those tanks, but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they could make one that wouldn't leak. I mean, it wouldn't cost that much more to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you were to make them, one solid piece, that would be a way to do it.
It is 89 right here, June, in Michigan. It was 96 earlier. It came down.
Yeah, it's 89 here too.
Wow.
So I think we're already starting to cool down then.
No idea what it is here. My phone doesn't tell me because I told it not to tell me.
We do have an air quality. We have an air quality alert. Jeff, do you have one of those? I know you're just across the lake.
Yeah, we get them. Yep. We get that on our news when the weather person does their job. They say that the quality of the air is. They have like a scale on it. They tell how good it is or how bad it is, judging by the number. I guess when it's really humid and stuff, they consider that bad air quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, they're finally starting to clean up the air in London, the ultra low emission zones and stuff like that. So if you don't have a super efficient car, you have to pay, I think it's going on $20 a day just to drive into the low emission zone or into the congestion charging area or the low emission zone. But I was when Charlie and his mother went to the American Embassy to get his citizenship late last year, I was surprised at how clean the streets were and how clean the air was and how clean everything smelled in Battersea and just outside London compared to what it was sort of 10 years ago. It was just purple haze. It was really bad.
How do you like living there after being in America for so long? Now you're living there full time for the last, 9 years? Or
35.
35 years. Wow.
1990, yeah.
So
I've lived here over half my life.
Half your life.
More than half of it, yeah.
More than half your life, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you like it better than America?
They've both got their strong points and their weak points. I love the ethnicity that you find over here. You walk down the street, you're going to hear somebody speaking Polish and somebody speaking Romanian and Urdu and Korean and Japanese and Chinese and all sorts of different languages, all sorts of different restaurants, all sorts of different interesting things to do. And it's just made me so aware that there is a great big world out there. And I've been fortunate enough to travel quite a bit of it. I've been to Australia a couple of times, and Singapore, and all over Europe, and I've been to Seoul in South Korea, and Tokyo and Japan, and places like that. And been to Egypt and touched the Great Pyramids, and scuba diving in the Red Sea, and all sorts of stuff like that. So, it really opened my eyes just being away from the States for a few years. How the rest of the world sort of saw the United States outside looking in as opposed to inside looking out. Now that I've got both perspectives, it was a real eye opener. And there's so much good, interesting food out there that you just really struggle to find in the States. So it's worth getting a passport and going on a trip somewhere and having some experiences that you wouldn't otherwise have in your life.
Do you plan on staying there the rest of your life, or you plan on moving back?
I can't afford to move back. I'm under frequent medical care. I have too many pre-existing conditions with my arthritis and my hemochromatosis and my brain damage, and I've had 2 full knee replacements, and that hasn't cost me a penny. My prescriptions are free. I don't pay a penny for those.
Wow.
No copay, no nothing.
I think my prescription is like $100 a month, every month.
Yeah.
It's expensive. Yeah, you got a lot of perks over there. I mean, I guess it's all what you're used to. I mean, you've been there, like I said, over half your life. So
Yeah. I was born in '61, came here in 1990. So yeah, June. If you're melting today, you would have certainly melted if you'd walked up and touched the pyramid or tried to go inside, because we actually tried to climb into the pyramids, and you're allowed to do it. And we got about 20 feet in, and the ceiling's only about 4 feet tall, and the walls are really close together, and it's a very claustrophobic experience. And there is no ventilation. And the deeper in you go, the hotter and the stuffier and the yuckier it gets. So yeah, touching the outside is one thing, but being inside it takes a different sort, for sure. Right, Jeff, you have to go.
yeah, I gotta go at 5:30. My wife, I gotta take her. So thank you very much, Don. You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Well, thank you for the help. Thank you, Brenton, and thank you, everybody else.
Yes.
And I've got to go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight because I've got a job interview tomorrow.
Nice.
Well, better Great Lakes. Hello.
Yeah.
People. I didn't notice that person was somebody new.
I've seen him around.
Not familiar with that name.
All right. We'll see you later, Don. See you later, Brenton.
Yep.
Thanks,
Listen, guys,
everybody.
I'm gonna go
When I
get
get some
my feet wet.
footage of those Borelli guys, I'm going to do a video on them. So
Yeah.
You might even find some more fish eggs there, Jeff, when you have a look around your tanks.
oh yeah, I'm going to start doing more of that. Yeah.
All right. See you guys next time.
Yep. Later.
Bye.